Welcome to MAISHUU Mucci. Hello, Jim. My question for you this week is, the name of our class is Small Business Entrepreneurship, but I heard that in entrepreneurship and small businesses are not the same. Can you explain what the differences are?
Sure. There are government programs like the Small Business Administration that defines small businesses, I think, under $50 million or something like that, right? So you can have a really big business that's still considered by federal agencies as a small business. I'm not sure what that number is, but you can look it up and find out what it is. Entrepreneurship implies that you're creating something and starting it on your own rather than, there's entrepreneurship means that you're creating a product for a company like I did at the airline. And there's entrepreneurship where you're basically the owner. So Jeff Bezos at Amazon was an entrepreneur, but it's not a small business anymore, no, is it? Right. But it was his original idea and it kind of expanded on. So they're really two separate things. But the folks that we're going to interact with in our class aren't going to be, hopefully they'll get to be Jim Page though, right? They're, deciding, hey, I got a job, I'm interested in doing this. And, and they're just still not sure how to do that because that's not their training. And all we're doing is providing them the basics of how to run a business. And the key to our class, as I used to tell them when we were face to face, that it basically takes me 2 weeks to show you how to create and sustain a business. The other 14 weeks of a 16-week class is helping you develop the psychological resilience to deal with the obstacles you're going to face. And being successful as an entrepreneur is more about psychological resilience. Because there's going to be people around you going, what are you doing? That's stupid. That's never going to work. Why don't you get a real job? Yada, yada, yada. Right. So, kind of the key is to pick something that a lot of people want to buy and they're having a hard time getting. And the second key is making sure you have an intimate knowledge of whatever the transaction is you're trying to sell. And if you get those two things down, most people can start a business and sustain it. And you just have to be willing to fail, number one, because the first time out it may not work perfectly, but it may not completely. Just like our classes, we're constantly adjusting every semester, right? Making adjustments, different demographics, whatever, get better. So there's things that aren't working, we take away so that we're constantly improving and adjusting. And that's the key to sustaining the business. The psychological part is you got to accept the fact that it may not work perfectly, right? Or you may have somebody that's not going to be happy with the product you provide, but you just, try to correct it and move on and don't let that stop you. So psychological resilience is really the biggest key if you've picked a growing market. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.